for her statement, and I give now the floor to the Ambassador of Indonesia, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Christoph. Mr. President, colleagues, let me begin by thanking Germany for organizing this important meeting, and also my colleague, the Dominican Republic. I would also like to thank all briefers for their particularly important and eye-opening presentation. Indonesia is resolute in recognizing that conflict-related sexual violence is a crime against humanity. Despite a decade of concerted focus in Security Council to end this crime, we are still confronted with increasingly complex challenges to protect all survivors and their families, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. As clearly reported, the level of compliance by all parties to conflict remains low. Against that backdrop, I would like to focus my statement on three fundamental points. First, ensuring accountability in the fight against sexual violence. Strengthening the reach and capacity of national authorities is vital to facilitate access to justice and ensure that perpetrators are held accountable. The stigma of being victims of such heinous crimes often prevents them to come forward and seek justice. Therefore, by treating them as survivors rather than simply as victims, will help national authorities to address this issue better. We particularly commend some government efforts to put in place a more protective legal and policy framework for women and children at risk. But much still needs to be done, and by many other governments. In that particular regard, capacity building must be proportional and responsive for survivors in their reintegration process and to address the root causes of the culture of impunity. The second point is a comprehensive resocialization and reintegration process for survivors. Aside from justice, this agenda has strong connection to the access of healthcare and psychological support. The resocialization and reintegration support is even more urgent and challenging during this pandemic. We have no option but to empower survivors to live their life with dignity. We should provide assistance on quality services, economic support, healthcare services, as well as legal assistance so as to be seamlessly integrated into society. Promoting social reintegration and cohesion is important. Thus, it is critical to engage local communities, particularly religious leaders and women-led organizations, to mitigate stigma and fully reintegrate victims into society. Together, we can provide a reliable vehicle to enhance community-level protection and response mechanism. The third point is on meaningful participation to combat this crime, meaningful women's participation. Indonesia believes that the inclusion of women in peacekeeping mission may encourage victims to feel more secure working with and thereby helping them to eliminate sexual violence crimes. Women peacekeepers are well positioned to win the hearts and minds of affected communities. Therefore, we strongly encourage TPCCs to incentivize the percentage of women, military, and police in deployment to peacekeeping operation. Today, there are 159 Indonesian women peacekeepers in various missions who have been trained at the Indonesian Peacekeeping Operation Training Center to combat sexual violence in conflict. We must do things concretely nowadays. Combating these crimes also requires women participation as negotiators and mediators. Earlier this month, Indonesia hosted a webinar on the role of women negotiators and mediators in the maintenance of regional peace and security as a pathway to establish the network in Southeast Asia. Practitioners across the region shared their views on enhancing the role and participation on women in the peace process. Mr. President, today's debate is about standing behind justice and equity. We stand behind the brave survivors of sexual violence. We stand for their rights. Indonesia attaches great importance to effort in eliminating conflict-related sexual violence, in focusing on survivor-centered approach, and in fostering compliance with existing commitments. We must place the survivors at the heart of our works and in our heart. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the Ambassador of Indonesia, Johnny, for